Hello, beautiful strangers. That's Glenn.
That's Casey.
And we are
Stranger, are you smiling? Are you smiling today?
I mean, I'm trying. How about you?
I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling life today.
If things look a little different, who knows? Maybe it's the scary shadows on the wall behind us. Maybe it's our lack of microphone. We are really just on a wing and a prayer today.
In our indie film world, this is what we used to call "do what you can" day. Mm-hmm. Just do what you can.
Mm-hmm. We've just been having technical problems so long. It has taken us so much longer to set up this simple shot than this episode is going to take to watch. So, you should do that. You should watch the whole thing and feel how long we've worked on it.
And in honor of that cluster, we decided to change the topic of our show to things not working and getting old.
Yeah, we had a whole other thing, but we're throwing it out, and we're talking about getting old and breaking down.
Mm-hmm. So, much like our microphone and cables and tripod and everything else, what about you is getting old and busting?
Oh, man. I don't want to say that's too dark. Let's start on a lighter note. At what age did you first think, "Oh, I feel so old"?
It was a long time ago. I've had creaks and pops since I was 13. Mm-hmm. Now, if I in a show or something, if I bend down, my knees will go pop pop.
Yep.
And then the crowd will go, "Oh!" And I'm like, that's always done that.
I've had eye bags since I was 10, I think. These are a permanent feature.
Wisdom.
I know people think that I'm just really, really lazy about makeup, and I am. Mm-hmm. But also, they've just always been there.
Interesting.
I think the age where I first felt, I guess I felt the age settling around me was 26. Because that was the age at which if I accomplished something that was a pretty big deal, it wouldn't actually be that big of a deal anymore. Because you're kind of, in theory at least, everybody has different flight times. But I think people kind of expect you to have your life together a little bit more by then.
I was thinking just recently about whether I feel better now or worse now than I did years ago. And it's sort of a toss-up because there are some things that are definitely worse. Recovery is probably the biggest one. But then a lot of things I'm doing better than I did years ago.
Well, your habits are probably a lot more healthy. Your body's just not as resilient anymore.
Yeah. What about you guys? How's your body doing?
I think for me, the most fun feature about getting older is when you wake up and something's hurting and you think, okay, do I need to go to a doctor or is this just how I feel now?
It's just a Tuesday.
Is this just life? Yeah.
I tell you one thing I have noticed is that there can be so many things hurting on me that you really start to notice new ones when others start to subside.
Yeah, when one gets better and you're like, hooray.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
Yeah. And if you're 15 and watching this, then maybe this is really boring to you. I don't know.
It's something to think about. I mean, just feel better than us. Bask in that
I think you really should appreciate it, and you won't. You won't.
What are some interesting things that you've encountered as you've gotten older?
Interesting things.
Yeah.
Let me think on that.
Well, I recently just had a tooth that decided that he did not want to hang out in line with everybody else.
Oh yeah,
I've
got that too.
And here's the thing. I actually have a really nice smile. People who are like, you don't smile enough. Well, most people don't deserve it. So I keep it hidden for special people.
Good for you.
But
good for
now I got this guy, and
I got one too.
Sometimes when I smile, it looks like I'm missing a tooth on my bottom row.
Mine's
and I was
that for years.
That didn't happen before I was 32.
And I smirk like this?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm also very asymmetrical, I think, in my face, and this is the side that moves more.
Well, that's where that's exactly where my little crooked one is.
And maybe that's it. Maybe my mouth has been slowly pushing it out of line. Get your habits under control.
You guys doing the Invisalign stuff, doing braces? My nephew just got braces, and he is rocking them somehow. He doesn't look silly.
Which one?
Eli.
Okay.
Like they
I
work
think
for him.
braces look better than they did when I was young. Glasses sure do.
Maybe that's it.
Congratulations on being nearsighted now versus in like the 90s.
Well, like sometimes your tripod just slips and the leg falls out from under it. I'm going to keep throwing in gear references every once
Oh, I
in a
thought you were talking about your Okay.
I got to bleep that out now.
Oh, well.
Giving me extra work.
Yeah, your tripod slipped. It happens. My toes. I feel like my toes are going on separate adventures now.
So here's the thing. I got a crooked toe. And apparently doctors told my dad.
Can I tell y'all the story of how he told me this? It was like, we all have things we're embarrassed about. I have a crooked toe. This was early in our friendship. You might not even remember this. I think you were just like trying to be a good friend and make me feel better because like I feel gross most of the time.
Yeah. And then I mentioned some deformity that no one knows.
And then you mentioned a deformity that not only has no one noticed, but it's under your shoes most of the time.
Well, I got a crooked toe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like crazy, but it like goes up under my other toes.
Yeah, it kind of hides out.
Yeah, and apparently the doctors were like, he'll never be able to walk right. And I guess my dad was like, okay, I don't know what he. They didn't really do anything about it, but also didn't.
Apparently, he just said okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You sounded like he had a big statement, but it was just like okay.
All right.
Then he won't.
Best see it through to the end. But it has not affected me. Although
that seems like a bold statement because like kids are born without whole limbs, and I don't think anybody's like they'll never be able to walk.
But yeah, it hasn't really bothered. I do get toe cramps, but that's happened since I was a kid. I get that now, and it's very painful.
I think
that's not really an age thing. It's always done that.
Yeah, I think the I feel like now when I wake up in the mornings, my mouth tastes worse. I don't know if my actual breath is that much more terrible, but like the first wake up I think it's worse now than it was when I was younger.
Well, you mentioned habits. Like I remember playing basketball in school and then working in a restaurant with a lot of water on the ground with soggy shoes. My feet were just a disaster, man. Like they were a mess.
Yeah.
And now they're much better.
Okay.
They probably could use some help.
So they've improved with age.
Yeah, they have improved. But like I guess that's a matter of habit. I'm not like genetically getting stronger.
I think one of the bigger advantages to getting older is just being able to opt out of caring about a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Give me a colorful example.
Well, I was talking about like how in high school, I would shave my legs pretty much every day.
Okay.
And I didn't even wear shorts because I was self-conscious about them. So like I was basically shaving an entire leg just for the possibility that like the window of ankle. What are you trying to drown me out? What's happening?
I was just adding production value.
Okay.
Sound effects.
Yeah, anyway,
Yeah, I hear you. But now you don't care. I guess.
No, I will just not shave my legs for weeks.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. That is a powerful skill to just say, screw it.
By and large, as an adult, life is, I think, a lot better because when you're a kid and a teenager, there's a lot of things you can't, like that, you can schedule around stuff if you want. I'm just not going to go to work for 3 days because I got this thing to deal with, or I'll take the weekend or whatever.
I mean, you can't do that much now as an adult. But
I'm just saying,
let's not give people false hopes. You can't just take 3 days off work most of the time.
Well, my point is, like, when you're a teenager, you're locked into what you have to deal with more so, I think. You have more leeway as an adult. You can kind of...
You're able to not care
to make
as
decisions.
Much because, like, the thing about when you're young is that you do need to do... I mean, you don't need to do all this stuff, but you need to do a lot of stuff because that's where you figure out what works for you and what doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like regret the time that I spent shaving my legs, but there are times when I'm like, I probably could have been more productive with it, but it got me here where I am productive and gross.
Yeah. The
end.
Oh man, what else is breaking down other than our?
Let's play good thing, bad thing about getting older.
Okay.
Egon's getting older. Look how mildewy he is.
Yeah. I need a lot more sleep than I used to. That is true.
Oh, and I cannot get it as easily as
either.
I used to.
I'm struggling right now.
The sleep.
Oh.
Don't infer anything else in there, you perverts.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I like it. used to be a thing where, like, if I had a late night in another
Yeah.
town and someone was like, "You can crash on my couch," I would say, "Great,
Yeah.
perfect." Now, if I'm less than 5 hours from home, I don't care if it's like midnight or 1 in the morning. I'm still making the drive because I'm gonna I'm gonna
And I
sleep
remember-
better in those like 3 hours at home.
I remember people that were somewhat older than me at different stages of my life being like that with
And
their
you were so
mentality.
annoyed
And
with
I was
them.
like, why don't you just stay
Yeah.
here, man? And now, like, nah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. Because I'm not sleeping somewhere else. It's not going to happen.
solidarity to you.
I can barely sleep at home right now. Just can't sleep.
Yeah, well, you've got a lot going on, which we will get into when we
Yeah.
do the original episode at some point in time,
Original episode.
like what we were originally planning to
Oh,
talk
got you. Until everything broke.
about. Yeah.
You don't want to know what's going on up here with the microphone. It's all kind of. I mean, that doesn't look too tacky, but if you saw the process.
If it were zoomed out just a little, it would be very tacky. But this guy's giving us problems today, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have a little counseling session and see.
See if we. Hey, man, we've been trying for 2 or 3 years. We'll get it
That's
figured out.
one thing that's great though about being older is that I feel like you know yourself well enough that you are a lot more likely to be like, hey, I know people are telling me this is normal, but I don't feel good, and I'm gonna go check it
Yeah.
out. Like, I don't know. I think people are a lot more
I will. Go ahead, finish that.
committed to making sure that they are heard about all of these aches and
Oh,
pains.
well, venting. I don't know. Maybe it's just healthy.
Yeah.
I will say one thing I've noticed, especially recently, is that you can like take it easy, right? Take the night off and rest and just watch TV or not do whatever you're gonna do to try to recover. And that used to be like fairly guaranteed to work, and you'd feel better the next day to some degree. And now I'm noticing that doesn't. I can do that and still feel no better the next day.
So to put things in tabletop gaming terms, when your character lives past a certain age, you have to roll a higher number, but you don't necessarily get the skills or the XP from each mission. You're just surviving it. You just have to roll that much higher.
Okay. Just stay neutral.
Right.
Just to get back to basics.
Yeah. But you are more powerful.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Like overall, I think I prefer being old to being young, but there are things that I miss from youth. Some of which are just gone altogether, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like what?
I mean, all kinds of things.
Like Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
I was
Like,
just-
like even if I were a kid again, I wouldn't have that.
Yeah, because you can watch them whenever you want to now,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
It's great.
in
It's
that sense.
amazing.
But you don't have that special allotted time that you would go and watch them and wait for it all week.
Right. Well, that's the thing, you know, because we were talking about this recently. I was saying that, like, human beings, I think, like and need little rituals that feel special. And they don't have to be related to the church or the schools or whatever.
Right.
Like, they don't all have to be a holiday. But, like, a Saturday morning was a special time. You wake up, you revel in the knowledge that you're the only human being alive. You do like some sugary cereal, and then you go and you watch your cartoons.
Which is like you were watching me.
No, because I was doing
my
the same
house.
thing.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah, it was though, because
There-
you would wait all week, and like it was the only time it was like that, and it was a special feeling.
It was.
This guy wasn't Saturday mornings.
No, he was
Gargoyles.
on afternoons.
Yeah, I guess afternoons are pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was different because you had the work day of
Right.
going to school
That was
and
like
homework.
that was like your version of going to the bar and having
Yeah,
a
it
drink
was.
with your buddies. It was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm just gonna sit down with the gargoyles and unwind
yeah,
for a minute.
tailspin,
Yeah.
whatever was popular at the time.
But, you know, I will say that one thing that is great about being older is, you know, paying for streaming services and being able to do exactly that.
Being to do.
Being
Being
to
to
do.
do.
That was
Oh,
annoying. Why do people hang out with us?
I don't know.
Answer that question in the comments. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and we hope that this episode sees you a little older and a little happier for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our microphone's going to be fine, and we are, and you are too.
That's right. So enjoy aging.
The good parts.
Yeah. Okay. Have a great day. Thank you, beautiful strangers.
Bye, guys.
Bye. What's wrong with you? Oh, he did splits.
Yeah, he's very limber.
I guess we're done.
Yes.